Welcome to my channel, 13 Bunches of Dark Blue Soul, where we discuss the top 10 water-type Pokémon.
Vaporeon Power. Vaporeon is a water-type Pokémon introduced in Generation 1.
It evolves from EV when exposed to a Water Stone 1. Vaporeon has the ability to freely control water and can melt away and become invisible in water too. It has two abilities, Water Absorb, which restores HP if hit by a water-type move, and Hydration, which heals status conditions if it's raining 32. Attacks. In Pokémon Go, the best moves for Vaporeon are Water Gun and Hydro Pump when attacking Pokémon in gyms. This move combination has the highest total DPS and is also the best moveset for PvP battles 1.
Defense.
Vaporeon is a premier defensive water-type Pokémon thanks to its high all-around bulk and access to utility moves such as Wish, Toxic, and Heal Bell. It can check prominent physical attackers such as Incineroar, Passimian, Sneasel, and Rhydon, as well as special attackers such as Guzzlord, Houndoom, and Assault Vest Slowking 1. Its ability Water Absorb also allows it to handle opposing bulky water types while also checking offensive water types too.
Evolution. Vaporeon is one of the 8 possible evolutions of EV. It evolves from EV when exposed to a Water Stone.
The other possible evolutions of EV are Jolteon, Flareon, Espeon, Umbreon, Leafeon, Glaceon, and Sylveon.
Primarina Power.
Primarina is a water and fairy-type soloist Pokémon introduced in Generation 7.
It evolves from Bryon starting at level 34 and is the final form of Poplio 1.
Primarina can skillfully create and manipulate water bubbles and balloons while dancing gracefully. It can also sing and understand variations of songs and operettas, which can in turn control the movements of water balloons too. Attacks. In Pokémon Go, Primarina's best moveset for offense is Waterfall and Hydro Pump, which pair well together to fulfill a water-type attacker role. Alternatively, Charm and Moonblast are slightly weaker, but enable Primarina to be a decent fairy-type attacker 1.
Defense.
Primarina is a water/fairy-type Pokémon introduced in Generation 7.
It has a base defense stat of 741.
Thanks to Primarina's naturally good special bulk, it can already take on special attackers like Hydreigon and Lucario well, so 252 defense EVs in conjunction with a bold nature let Primarina be as physically bulky as possible to handle physical attackers like Mamoswine, Infernape, and Crocodile. With its type combination, it has a combined 3 weaknesses and 7 resistances, making it an ideal defender for a variety of situations, especially switch-heavy defensive battles.
Evolution. It evolves from Bryon starting at level 34 and is the final form of Poplio.
The evolution chart is as follows: Poplio, Water, evolves to Bryon, Water, at level 17, which then evolves to Primarina, Water/Fairy, at level 34.
Blastoise Power. Blastoise is a water-type Pokémon introduced in Generation 1.
It has 2 powerful water cannons on either side of its shell, which can be withdrawn. The powerful cannons on this Pokémon's back are capable of producing water blasts that can pierce steel and concrete and can be used for high-speed charges.
Blastoise deliberately makes itself heavy to withstand these powerful blasts and to crush its opponents. Attacks. It has several powerful moves at its disposal. In Pokémon Go, Blastoise's strongest moveset is Water Gun and Hydro Cannon.
In the main series games, Blastoise can learn moves such as Scald, which can cause a potential game-changing burn. Additionally, Blastoise has a Mega Evolution, available in Generation 6 games in Pokémon Go. It also has a Gigantamax form available in Pokémon Sword/Shield, with an exclusive G-Max move, G-Max Cannonade.
Defense. It has a base defense stat of 100 and a base special defense stat of 105. Blastoise's great mixed defense and solid water typing make it a great support Pokémon in doubles, with Flip Turn giving it extra utility over other support Pokémon, essentially letting it function as a defensive pivot. Evolution. It evolves from Wartortle starting at level 36 and is the final form of Squirtle. The evolution chart is as follows: Squirtle, Water, evolves to Wartortle, Water, at level 16, which then evolves to Blastoise, Water, at level 36. Feraligatter Power. Feraligatter is a Water-type Pokémon introduced in Generation 2. It has a base attack stat of 105 and a base defense stat of 100. Feraligatter opens its powerful jaws to intimidate its foes and viciously shakes its head once it clamps down on foes or prey. Because it has difficulty supporting its weight out of the water, it has been known to move on all fours. However, when hunting or fighting, it is agile and fast, due to its powerful hind legs. Attacks. It has a high base attack stat of 105 and access to moves like Dragon Dance, which boosts both its speed and attack at the same time. Unlike Garitos, Feraligatter also has access to Swords Dance and Aqua Jet, which allow it to quickly double its attack and still pick off faster foes. Defense. It has a base defense stat of 100 and a base special defense stat of 83. As a Water-type Pokémon, Feraligatter is highly resistant to Steel, Fire, Ice, and Water-type moves. However, its innate elemental attribute makes it significantly vulnerable to Grass and Electric-type attacks. Evolution. It evolves from Croconaw starting at level 30 and is the final form of Totodile. The evolution chart is as follows: Totodile, Water, evolves to Croconaw, Water, at level 18, which then evolves to Feraligatter, Water, at level 30. Empoleon Power. Empoleon is a dual-type Water/Steel Pokémon introduced in Generation 4. It has a base special attack stat of 111 and a base defense stat of 882. Empoleon has access to the most powerful Hydro Pump of all OU Pokémon. When it's boosted by its ability Torrent, Empoleon can deliver unrivaled power on the field, making it even more threatening in a metagame where usual teams are suffering from a lack of a real Water-type resistance. Attacks. In Pokémon Go, Empoleon can learn Waterfall and Metal Claw as fast attacks, and Hydro Pump, Blizzard, Flash Cannon, Drill Peck, and Hydro Cannon as charged attacks. Some of these attacks depend on when you caught and evolved your Empoleon, as they are event-only attacks. Defense. It has a base defense stat of 88 and a base special defense stat of 101. Empoleon has access to a variety of utility options such as Stealth Rock, Defog, and Roar, enabling it to support its team in various ways. Its incredible defensive typing and natural bulk allow it to check a multitude of common threats in the tier, including Latias, Primarina, and Mega Pidgeot. Evolution. It evolves from Prinplup starting at level 36 and is the final form of Piplup. The evolution chart is as follows: Piplup, Water, evolves to Prinplup, Water, at level 16, which then evolves to Empoleon, Water/Steel, at level 36. Keldeo Power. Keldeo is a dual-type Water/Fighting mythical Pokémon introduced in Generation 5. It has a base special attack stat of 129 and a base defense stat of 90. Keldeo can shoot water from its hooves to propel itself. It uses this technique to run across bodies of water and jump high distances. It is thought that when Keldeo becomes resolute, its body fills with power and it becomes swifter. The horn on its forehead is filled with hidden power. Attacks. It has a base special attack stat of 129 and a base defense stat of 90. Keldeo's solid special attack and speed stat allow it to function as a solid balance breaker in the OU tier. A Water/Fighting typing in conjunction with Solid Bulk for an offensive Pokémon allows Keldeo to check threatening Water Dash, Fire Dash, Steel Dash, and Dark-type Pokémon such as Ash Greninja, Heatran, Megasizer, Tyranitar, and Weevil. Defense. It has a base defense stat of 90 and a base special defense stat of 90. Keldeo's amazing wall-breaking good defensive utility let it fit on all kinds of offensive and balanced teams. Sizer is a phenomenal teammate that can switch into grass types that bother Keldeo like Amoonguss, Tangrowth, and Zarude.
It can bring Keldeo in safely on the likes of Skarmory and Rotom H to launch a free Hydro Pump.
Evolution. Keldeo is a mythical Pokémon and does not evolve from or into any other Pokémon.
However, it does have a second form, Resolute form, which it can change into if it knows the move Secret Sword.
Slowbro Power. Slowbro is a dual-type water/psychic Pokémon introduced in Generation 11. It has a base defense stat of 110 and a base special defense stat of 802. Slowbro is a psychic/water-type Pokémon with a bulky base defensive stat at 110 points and a sufficient special attack of 100 points. It also has the ability to shrug off taunts, affection, and intimidation, giving it further immunities to some status conditions. Additionally, its moves are powerful and can heal if needed. Attacks. It has a base special attack stat of 100. Slowbro is implied to be able to use powerful psychic attacks it only uses when forced to. It is also somehow insensitive to pain due to Shelter biting on it, tying into its oblivious and own tempo abilities, which ignores infatuation and confusion. Its hidden ability, Regenerator, heals it slightly when withdrawn from battle. Defense. It has a base defense stat of 110 and a base special defense stat of 80. Slowbro is a psychic/water-type Pokémon with a bulky base defensive stat at 110 points and a sufficient special attack of 100 points. It also has the ability to shrug off taunts, affection, and intimidation, giving it further immunities to some status conditions. Additionally, its moves are powerful and can heal if needed. Evolution. Slowbro is a dual-type water/psychic Pokémon introduced in Generation 1. It evolves from Slowpoke starting at level 37. It is one of Slowpoke's final forms, the other being Slowking. Slowbro can Mega Evolve into Mega Slowbro using the Slowbronite. Garitos Power. Garitos is a dual-type water/flying Pokémon introduced in Generation 11. It has a base attack stat of 125. Garitos is a good sweeper in OU due to its access to an excellent boosting move in Dragon Dance alongside solid offensive stats and a sterling offensive typing. It also has two extremely useful abilities in Moxie and Intimidate, which can allow it to snowball and aid it in setting up, respectively. Attacks. It has a base attack stat of 125. Garitos is a good sweeper in OU due to its access to an excellent boosting move in Dragon Dance alongside solid offensive stats and a sterling offensive typing. It also has two extremely useful abilities in Moxie and Intimidate, which can allow it to snowball and aid it in setting up, respectively. Defense. It has a base defense stat of 79 and a base special defense stat of 100. Garitos' water and flying typing gives it good defense against fire, water, ice, fighting, bug, and steel type attacks, and immunity to ground type attacks. Its ability Intimidate lowers an enemy's attack, furthering its utility against physical attackers. Evolution. It evolves from Magikarp starting at level 20. Garitos can Mega Evolve into Mega Garitos using the Gyarados. Swampert Power. Swampert is a dual-type water/ground Pokémon that evolves from Marshtomp starting at level 36. It is the final evolution of Mudkip and one of the 3 starter Pokémon of Generation 3. Swampert is very strong and has enough power to easily drag a boulder weighing more than a ton. This Pokémon also has powerful vision that lets it see even in murky water. Swampert can Mega Evolve into Mega Swampert using the Swampertite 1. Attacks. It is the final evolution of Mudkip and one of the 3 starter Pokémon of Generation 3. Swampert has a base attack stat of 110. Earthquake is a main attacking option on Swampert, being so strong that it can even attain an OHKO on Spike's Roserade. For flying and grass-type Pokémon, Swampert can use the consistently powerful Waterfall and Ice Punch, the latter of which is a great coverage move that hits Pokémon weak to ice just as hard as a neutral Earthquake. Defense. It is the final evolution of Mudkip and one of the 3 starter Pokémon of Generation 3. Swampert has a base defense stat of 90 and a base special defense stat of 90. Swampert is a good defensive Pokémon, boasting key resistances to common attacking types such as rock, electric, steel, fire, and poison types. This makes it a great defensive lead for a team that needs a reliable entry hazard setter. Evolution. It is the final evolution of Mudkip and one of the 3 starter Pokémon of Generation 3. Swampert can Mega Evolve into Mega Swampert using the Swampertite. Kyogre Power. Kyogre is a Water-type legendary Pokémon introduced in Generation 3. It is believed to be the personification of the sea itself and is said to be a powerful Pokémon, having control over the element of water and rain. Some even believe it to be the creator of the ocean. Through primal reversion and with nature's full power, it will take back its true form. It can summon storms that cause the sea levels to rise. Attacks. In Pokémon Go, Kyogre's best charged attack is Origin Pulse, with stab and synergy with Waterfall. Surf is slightly worse, but still a solid option. Hydro Pump falls behind slightly, but is still okay if there are no TMs available. Blizzard and Thunder are optimal in few situations and don't combo with Waterfall. Defense. In Pokémon Go, Kyogre has 205 stamina and 228 defense, so it can take a fair amount of punishment before getting knocked out. As a Water-type Pokémon, Kyogre is vulnerable to Grass and Electric-type attacks. Evolution. Kyogre does not evolve. However, since Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, it is capable of undergoing primal reversion in battle if it holds the blue orb. Thanks for watching this video.